Hey guys, so if there are two things that get me through each day and something I'm also very passionate about, it is black coffee and technology in any way or form. So when Coffeeza reached out to me and said whether I would like to review their coffee machine, you can imagine my excitement when they said the words coffee machine. On the one hand, coffee, on the other hand, machine, technology, gadget. So of course it was a big old yes. But before we begin, I must say that there is no financial exchange going on here. They are not paying me, so I have the full liberty of saying everything that I love about their coffee machine, their coffee, and if there's anything that I don't like, I also have the liberty of saying what they can improve on. So with that said, let's begin. So they sent out their Finero Next coffee machine and Frothimo milk frother and heater. And with that, they also sent 6 boxes of assorted coffee capsules. Let's start with their coffee machine, the Finero Next. So this is their Finero Next coffee machine. And on the box, you have, of course, their branding and a few highlights of what this machine can do. So the machine offers 20 bar coffee extraction, which in simple terms means that it is the pressure with which the water is forced through the coffee grounds, which extracts the flavor and the oils and gives you that nice cup of coffee. Next, we have compact design, and I mean this machine is really compact and tiny. It can fit almost anywhere, whether it's your studio, such as myself, or your kitchen, or your table, wherever it may be, as long as you can connect it to power. Now this machine is really simple to operate and just has 2 settings or options. You have Espresso or Lungo depending on the beverage that you want, and it is also compatible with all Nespresso capsules. Now the machine goes into standby mode if left idle for more than 10 minutes, thereby saving power, and it has a rather quick warm-up time of just 35 seconds. Now with each Finero Next coffee machine, you get 6 boxes of assorted coffee capsules, and you get 10 capsules in each box, and these are assorted. So depending on your taste, you can choose either one, and that's not all. These coffees are made in Italy. So if it's quality that you're worried about or concerned about, rest assured, these are top notch. Now before I use this machine and give you a demo, let me just say that this machine is so well built. I mean, don't let the compact and tiny size fool you. It's got a considerable amount of heft to it. It's not super heavy, but you know it's made of good materials inside and outside. No jagged or rough edges, no squeaky parts. All in all, the build is really impressive and premium. Now let's check out the Frothimo milk frother and heater. What does this offer? So this comes with the base unit, which is basically the main unit which has the various heating and frothing options. You get the milk jug, which attaches very securely and firmly on top of the base unit. This jug is where the milk is poured into, and this is where the frothing and the heating happens with the help of the 2 included whisks. Now you have 1 whisk for frothing and another for heating. Now the jug has very clear markings on the inside which tells you exactly how much milk you should pour depending on whether you are frothing or heating the milk. Now coming back to the base unit, here you have options such as cappuccino, latte, hot chocolate or cold froth. So basically you attach the jug, attach the appropriate whisk, pour the milk to the desired level, close the lid, and then you can choose what you want your milk to be ready for. So if you want to make a cappuccino, you press the button once. If you want to make latte, you press it twice. You press it 3 times to make hot chocolate, and you press it 4 times if you want cold froth. So you basically have all those options at the press of a button, and because there's just 1 button to operate all these features, it is really simple and you don't even need a learning curve. So now coming back to the coffee machine. So this has 3 removable parts: the water tank, the capsule tray and the drip tray. Now these 3 parts are also washable under water, and you don't want water to touch anywhere else on the machine. So after each use or after a day's use, it's advisable that you take these removable parts, wash them, dry them and then reattach them into the machine. So before we brew our first cup of coffee, they do mention very clearly in the manual that before your first brew, it is a good practice to fill the water tank and then just keep a bowl under the nozzle, plug in the machine, and then press either the Lungo or the Espresso button so that just hot water is pushed out through the nozzle. So this will basically clear the passage and clear any sort of dust that is there. And you do this twice and that's it. So now let's get to brewing 1 cup of espresso, which is for any black coffee lover, their first love. So guys, now I have the Finero Next coffee machine in front of me and I'm going to show you how easy and quick it is to brew a cup of espresso. So first, as you can see that the water tank is filled. It's almost filled to the max, just a little below that because truth be told, I've already had a cup of espresso. That's why I'm so peppy right now. So I'm just going to turn the machine towards you guys. So first, before we connect this to power, like I said, the water tank is filled. I'm going to place the cup. I have my coffee capsule here. So I'm just going to take out 1 capsule, open the lid on top, place in the capsule, hold it with 1 hand and firmly push it down and it's locked in place. Next, you connect it to power after everything else is ready. That's my advice and that's also what's mentioned in the manual. It's just a safety practice. Alright, so as soon as you plug it into power, it blinks once and goes off. Now you press either of the buttons once. As you do that, the blinking starts, so the preheating has begun and now you just wait around 30-35 seconds till it glows constant, telling you that the warm-up is complete. Alright, so now it's glowing constant. That means this machine is warmed up and ready to go. All you need to do now is press either of the buttons and get your freshly brewed drink. So I'm going to go for an espresso and it's going to make a sound, but don't worry, that just means the machine is doing its job and within seconds it's going to pour out the shot of espresso. So I'm pressing the button now. That's the sound. Guys, if I can only somehow convey the aroma right now in my studio. I mean, if I got someone in blindfolded in this studio right now, knowing nothing, they'd think that somehow I've turned this into a Starbucks or some cafe. The smell of freshly brewed coffee is just next to heaven, guys. And here we have our coffee, so check that out. Pure black coffee with natural froth on top, freshly brewed. This is a dream come true for me, guys. I swear, I kid you not. There have been so many times that I have finished doing a lot of work constantly in my studio and my brain has got all fogged and I just want to have like a fresh cup of coffee. And I had to actually walk. The nearest Starbucks is like less than a mile away and I would go there, sit and have coffee, and just that smell as soon as I would enter the shop would get me. And right now that smell is in my studio. And I have a freshly brewed cup of espresso in my hand. Either I'm dreaming and I'm going to wake up and be very disappointed, or this is true, and if you do good, life does reward you. So cheers to that. Oh God. Why would you have instant coffee after this? Seriously, why would you have instant coffee when you can have freshly brewed coffee like this? Guys, unless you want to watch the next 5 minutes of me just sipping on this and looking like it's the love of my life, you'd want to skip forward. So I suggest we move on to the Frothimo milk frother. So I'm not going to finish this espresso. Maybe I'll just take one more sip. All right. And now I'm going to show you how to use the Frothimo milk frother and turn this beautiful espresso into a cappuccino. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I've got the Frothimo milk frother. This is the base unit. So I'm just gonna place it here. Alright, so before plugging this into power, like I said, first we take the jug, attach it. Alright. Now we are going to take the appropriate whisk. So because I want some milk froth, I'm going to make a cappuccino. So I'm going to take the frothing whisk, which is this one right here, attach it inside. Got the milk. So now we just pour the milk to the desired level, not to exceed the max level. All right, milk is done. Close the lid. Now we plug this into power. So now it's plugged in And now if you press it once, there's just one button operation here. So if you press it once, it'll go for cappuccino, and that's exactly what we want. So we press it once, and that's all. We wait, and the whisking or frothing and heating has begun. That beep, that means it's ready. So now we simply and carefully take it off. Because we are done, and just so that I don't get burnt, I'm just going to remove the base. So in this jug, we have our milk ready, which has just been frothing and heating. And I have my cup of espresso ready as well. I'm going to attempt to make cappuccino, which is basically just adding this milk to the espresso. So no rocket science there. Give it a nice swirl. All right. And there we go. Our cappuccino is ready. It's got a nice foam, natural foam on top, that froth. And now the best part. It's time for me to have my cappuccino. So you guys can watch or turn away. Seriously, I'm sitting in my studio and having cappuccino. And this is good. It's really good. Although I love black coffee, so this milk frother is going to come to use when I want to have hot chocolate, because I'm a fan of that. But as for coffee, I'm going to stick to black coffee because that's how I like it, and I think that's how many true coffee lovers love it, because that really brings out the true flavor of the coffee, and we feel that it respects the coffee. So, I mean, no judgment here. You can enjoy a cappuccino. I enjoy black coffee. You know, I find it that for me, because I'm a black coffee lover, I have it without sugar, I find myself opting for very good, expensive, instant coffees at home because I do value that taste. But at the end of the day, it's freeze-dried instant coffee. And there is just so much taste that it can offer. There is a limit. And that is why I find myself, and I'm sure for many other of you coffee lovers out there, you'll find yourself craving to go to the nearest cafe or a Starbucks to have your cup of Americano or Espresso. And we do that because of the aroma we get, because of the taste of the brew is just different when it comes from an espresso machine. It just fills me up with joy inside, truly, to say that now I have a machine that can just sit on my desk inside my kitchen, taking up so less space, but each time I brew that cup of espresso, I get the aroma like I'm sitting in a cafe, and I get the taste like I do when I sit and have coffee at a very fancy cafe. I truly mean that. And till you get used to that, till you shift from instant coffee to freshly brewed coffee from a machine or a cafe shop, you know the difference, or you will know the difference if you do try it. So if this hasn't convinced you, I don't know what will. Trust me guys, it is really simple. It is a machine that can brew up to 20 cups of coffee a day. It is really good for personal use or in your house for your family, whoever loves black coffee. And because of the Frothimo milk frother and heater, for all of you who don't like black coffee, you can have cappuccino, latte. Now in the milk jug, you can pour milk, add some cocoa powder or chocolate syrup and have hot chocolate and cold froth. So if you want to get really fancy, you can make some cold froth, take that froth on top and put it on the hot chocolate, and what more could you want sitting at home? And given the current situation all around the world right now, it's not always a good idea to visit a cafe every single day, and it also becomes a very expensive habit. But having this machine in your house, it's a one-time investment. and you just then have to invest in your coffee capsules. As soon as you buy the Finero Next coffee machine, you as it is get 6 boxes. So those are 60 capsules, coffee capsules. So that will take care of you for quite some time. And after that, you just have to buy those capsules and you're good to go. There's one more thing I want to mention, guys, and that is that all of us should be environmentally conscious. We should do things that are good for the environment, because in turn, it's just going to save us and the future generation. We owe them that much. So plastic is a growing concern, plastic waste in particular. So Coffeeza specifically told me that although right now their coffee capsules are made of plastic, in the near future, they will be moving to more environmental friendly packaging and materials that will be moving away, obviously, from plastic. And not just that, once you buy this machine and then you use the coffee capsules, all the coffee capsules after use which are collected, you should keep them because they have a courier service with which you can mail them back, these used coffee capsules, and they will recycle them for you. Now that is a very good initiative, and I love the fact that they are going the extra mile to care for the environment. Anyway guys, that's been my review of the Finero Next coffee machine from Coffeeza and their Frothimo milk frother and heater and their coffee capsules. I hope this gave you a good idea of how good this machine is, how good the coffees are, and how easy it is to have cafe-style coffee right in your house, studio, wherever you may be. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel right now if you haven't already, and very soon I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe and cheers.